Good evening and welcome to the ASUS ROG DreamLeague live from the Monster Energy DreamHack studios. We have 2 series of Dota for you tonight, and let's take a look at what of the teams we're gonna see. Which of the teams? And there we are, we have The Cave, and we have got Eternal Envy's Disciples. And they're gonna play up against Basically Unknown. That's gonna be our first semifinals, or rather our second semifinals. It's the first series, second semifinals of the night. And then the winner of this best of 3 will move forward, and they will face Burden United, who yesterday were able to win against Flipside. And those are our 2 best of 3 series of tonight, as we come back to the couch where my fellow couch members were practicing weird sign language.
Yeah, it's just in case I can't actually speak later.
It's actually smart.
Yeah?
Yeah, welcome back, Shane.
Thank you. It's amazing to be back. I went through hell, pretty much. Like, these poor guys had to live with me, and it was pretty traumatic. I literally couldn't talk for like...
But they abandoned you at the hospital.
No, I forgive Shiva. She's pretty cruel sometimes, but you know.
That's
She
not
was
the
like, I did what I needed to do. I got you here. I'm out.
It was, yeah.
Shane, I just want you to know, I would not have left you.
Thank
I
you.
was wearing my pajamas and everything.
You know, she even called, like, she said she called the hospital, and they didn't know I was there, but I'm pretty sure she just didn't call the
I
hospital.
No,
called
she
3
didn't.
different
No,
hospitals
literally
to
didn't
find
care.
out where he was
There's one
taken.
Irishman in the entirety of Sweden, and you can't
couldn't
find him.
him.
Yeah, they are pretty tall people. I could probably just blend behind them.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. But if
I
the light
tried.
hits you the right way, you're like a beacon, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's
It's
true.
like the baldness.
That's why you got the torches yesterday.
Yeah,
just
yeah.
in case you were looking for me.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's pretty smart.
Yeah, great. Andy, how are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm ready for the series today. Should be some pretty solid best of 3s, I think. Yesterday was quick. I think the entire
was.
best of 3 series, and just game time, was less than 60 minutes.
You know, I actually
think so,
made
yeah.
some food. I was like, all right, the game started. I'm just going to make a bit of food.
And then it was over.
And then it was over. Near the whole show.
Yeah. It
I
was quick.
slow cooked the steak.
Oh, and how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. As Andy said, I think we're going to have a lot higher caliber of games compared to what we saw yesterday. So it should be good with the matchups that we've got. So I'm looking forward to it. I think we're going to have some exciting games, and it's definitely one of those days where we don't really know who's going to come out on top.
Yeah, the first series should probably be... Well, I don't even know who's going to win. I guess you could say Basically Unknown, I would think, are slightly favored
Yeah, I
going
guess
into
they're slightly
it.
tipped a
But still, EA's Disciples had a pretty solid performance last time we saw him as well.
When I watched
Did it?
Basically Unknown, they kind of played like the same kind of draft every single time. They pick like this melee core and they pick Magnus and they go mid. Like, is it not like really easy to outdraft that? Like,
Well, not a lot of people are doing it, so sometimes you kind of forget like what works well against each composition. And teams are expecting people or that team to pick Magnus, but the first draft, when they went all the way to the last pick and hadn't picked Mag yet, I think the other team was like confused. They're like, wait,
hold on,
why
we
did-
were expecting this.
Why didn't they pick Magnus? And then they take it last, and they have this. I think they had Void one game and Troll the other, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's kind of difficult to draft around those kind of lineups because you can always turn the game when you have like RP and Sphere or Troll
And the amount of push it
and
gives you,
RP.
yeah, with the
So I
empowerment
think their drafting style is strong because even if you can beat it pretty hard in the laning phase, you have to like keep that momentum throughout the whole game to ensure that you don't just get like one team fight and then you lose,
Yeah.
which can happen against those styles of lineups.
Especially with a Rise playing Magnus. Like.
Yeah.
And with, of course, also yesterday, indeed being a short night, as mentioned, despite it being short games, we do have a recap for you of yesterday's series.
It's a Wisp and a Lich. What are they going to do?
Oh boy, here we go. Burden United, they've got the full roster up here. Paris blinking forward, tries to get a call on Taste, will whiff it. The charge onto Rise and the Nether Strike, getting him low. Bland trying to keep him alive and press the attack. Not enough to save them. They've lost one. Requiem Assault comes through. It's a double kill for Necroman as he finds the kill onto the Legion and the Wind Ranger. Now Unicorn, he's turned up to the fight, but for what reason? Triple kill there to the Shadow Fiend.
If Burn United get it, they can control the map for a while, push tier 2s. But if Flipside win this, I think it's an even game.
Here we go, they're smoking up, they're ready to jump into the pit. Can Ace pull off the plays here. Heads up to the high ground wave. The Terror's going to scout it out. There goes Rapper. Straight off the regular souls. Ace will get blown up. Knife charge coming through, catching Sing Sing and Necroman. Still, though, they do get the Roshan. Aegis will be picked up by Shadow Fiend. 3 heroes already down on the side of Flipside. They might be losing more. Baby Knight trying to run away. Sing Sing and Nightstalk are going to chase this one down into Zoo. He heads into the jungle. Sing Sing is there. Where's the NS? NS is in the neighborhood, coming down south now. We'll be able to catch out the, well, he knows Slark's after him. There was a charge onto Sing Sing, Lasu, onto Paris on this Clockwork, but he's fairly tanky with this Aghanim. Tries to hook shot out, but they will be able to catch him with the Nether Strike. Omni Slash coming through, brings down the bat, and now onto the Rise on the Fench with the bashes. Will be able to bring down the Vengeful Spirit as well. Meanwhile, at the back of the fight, Slark goes down. Good game indeed. Is called Draskell. 34 minutes in.
And with that, welcome back to the couch. Yesterday's series, it was only one semi-finals. It was only one series, 2 games, very quick succession of each other, very quick series rather. And with yesterday's semi-finals out of the way, we also have an updated bracket for you, so you know what's going to happen today and where these teams can go to, perhaps as well.
The future.
The future is near. Today is going to be the last semi-final, so basically unknown as well as Flipside. Both of these teams were able to beat their invited counterparts, Hellraisers as well as Complexity, in their quarterfinals. And the winner of the semi-finals will, of course, go to the finals, who will then face Burden United in the second best-of-3 series of the night.
You were saying earlier, Hellraisers are doing really, really well as well.
Well, I have to... Hellraisers has got a thread on Reddit. Oh my god, Hellraisers played amazing because they beat Empire as well as Na'Vi.
And VP Polar.
And VP Polar.
That's pretty like...
So that was really good. So they got a shadow thread, and they did play well in those series. I have to, I'm not taking anything away from them, but the thread said they have been playing so well recently. And we saw them,
Maybe
and they
Burden
made
United,
loads of mistakes.
Maybe
on
Burden
that
United
Wednesday.
are just super good. Or not Burden United. Yeah, it is Burden.
They lost to... No, did they lose to Burden?
Hellraisers
No, it was
lost to Burden United.
It was?
it?
Okay,
Yeah.
that was weird. I thought they were on opposite sides of the bracket. Maybe that was last week.
For example, they had that fight with where Dread played the Phoenix, who didn't have enough mana for his ultimate and zipped through, and then Arise still came in at at the end of the fight, still having his RP because they won the fight anyway.
No, but that's not
No,
Burden
Rise is
United.
not Burden
Rise is on
United.
basically unknown.
That's
Yeah,
what I
sorry.
said, didn't I?
No, you said Burden.
It's
so confusing, Sheever.
Oh my god.
I got confused.
There
I
was
was
like,
no,
That doesn't sound right to me at all.
meant
And then
basically
Sheever's like
unknown.
trying to sell it to me by saying
no,
the
I
wrong
see
team
here.
member.
I see
I
on my
can take the heat for
paper.
this. I
My
can take-
paper says BU.
Yeah, I
Damn
can
it,
take the
Shane.
heat for
You've
this.
been back for 1 hour.
Well, in fairness, I was
Not even.
I was pretty much in bed watching the game, so
Okay, it's fair.
it's very confusing. And then Shiva tried to stick
fair.
up for me. You did, and then it turns out I was wrong, and now we both look bad.
It's okay.
Typical.
It makes us look better.
Yeah, exactly, that's what we're here for.
Mm.
Look at these guys. Woo!
Fancy.
That's why you did their makeup a little bit better than yours as
Yeah,
well.
every day as well.
Yeah.
It's pretty harsh. I need the most work as well.
This
That's
is
why you
actually
always
true.
go first.
Yeah, just so she can set the standard. She's like, okay, I have to make it worse than this now.
Mm.
It works that way. That's great. But I mean, we did see Hellraisers on Wednesday, but basically unknown. They did do very well. I mean, they had the Magnus in both of their games. You already mentioned the Magnus. Are we going to see it banned out? I mean, it's a very simple question. I just want to hear yes or no.
Yes.
I think it's important to say when it's banned. Because I think if it is,
She
it's going
asked
to be
for a
banned.
yes or
certain
no.
days. Yes, it will be banned. That's what I think.
I don't think it's going to get banned.
You
I really
don't?
don't. No, it just seems to be that teams just don't care. We saw it yesterday, and I think they'll just try and man up and fight against it. I don't see his disciples being scared of one little thing. You know, Rise's Magnus, as scary as it is.
Yeah, but you have like a 12k Magnus player,
It's true.
and he's only
but the
12k on
teams
that
just
one
don't-
hero.
They don't seem to care.
Look, there's
Well, you
not
should
even a
if you
Magnus
watch what
ban
happened to
against them.
Are you sure
Hellraisers.
that he's not like a little pocket kind of, he's going to bring out Tinker or something?
No,
and
I'm
suddenly...
not saying he doesn't play everything else well. I'm just
No.
saying that if you have somebody who plays one hero that
ban
well, it's like playing against TI3 era Bulldog Lone Druid. You just
Yeah.
don't let him get the hero.
Well, you don't. Wow. Teams, I think we need to get in talks with them because they just don't seem to be listening. I mean, who was it? Hellraisers? Yesterday.
Yeah, Hellraisers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were Magnus, but not even after the first game as well. I mean, they felt the wrath of the Magnus in
Well,
the
the
first
second game they
didn't
first picked it. That's the thing.
Yeah, in the first game they
Yes,
last picked
I
it.
guess they went in for the
Yeah.
kind of the top tier bans first. Rather, you
mean-
would still prioritize those bans over the Magnus. You wouldn't say ban Magnus over your
Yeah, I
Charles and
say
such.
second phase.
Yeah.
You don't ban it first.
Do you?
Yeah. Yeah.
But then you
absolutely
still
not.
give them the chance to get it.
Yeah.
See, if I'm a team and I'm playing against basically unknown, I ban Wisp and then I just ban like Troll or Sniper, and then if they take Mag, you just pick a really strong laner against
Have they
it.
played Wisp?
No,
Basically
but you
unknown.
ban Wisp against everybody because
Okay.
Wisp is ridiculous, I think, no matter what. And if the other team bans Wisp for you, then maybe you can ban Mag in the first two. But
And
even
then it
then,
also
I think
depends
you
on who
would...
has first pick.
I'm sorry?
Who has first pick, is that
Yeah.
very important as well? Because probably
yeah.
the one who has first
Of
pick is not
course.
going to ban out either.
Like, all that stuff matters, but I'm just saying, I don't think it will be first ban phase material, maybe second.
Do you not think heroes like Axe and stuff like that are very good against basically unknown because of they pick a lot of melee heroes, like
Yeah, of
just
course.
generally? Yeah.
That's the thing about their style is it's very easy to lane against
Yeah.
because they pick all, like you said, all melee heroes. And Mag is not really an amazing laner; he just does okay against a lot of stuff. And Void is a mediocre safe laner at best. And if you're against like anything that can harass, you don't really do much, and you have to have another support there just to help you farm.
Right, so Mag when he lanes, he just basically shockwaves to farm, basically.
Yeah.
That's how he does it. So if you were to pick a hero just to beat Mag mid, who'd you pick?
Queen.
Queen of Pain? Like,
Queen is amazing against melee heroes. Like the other thing is, it's very difficult to gank Queen, and since basically Unknown have a tendency to draft weak lanes, you're having a potential of having an offlaner who's going to have a good time, a mid who's going to win for sure, and that leaves you like a ton of options open into what
Yeah.
you want to do. Because if you have two core lanes going well, you can either pick double support and try to roam and get kills, or you can play mega greedy and just pick like Enigma or something like that and just try to go for like a 5-man death ball, which also works well against what they do. Because even if you have RP and you have a Void, if the Void doesn't have farm and you don't get your hands on like Skywrath for a support, for example, they have no damage. Then
Yeah.
you just like 5-man death ball them with mech and just kill all their
what
towers.
about heroes like Silencer? I always thought that'd be a decent shout against Magnus, or like Zeus, like global spells that shut
It's
down
good later in the
teamfights.
game. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's good later to stop like follow up. You don't want to ever preemptively global. You want to wait until a spell is cast and then you just global.
Well, if we're going to assume that there is no Magnus in the game, which player do you think is going to have the most impact? We saw, of course, I mean, I'm kind of leading into this because we saw the clockwork of mind control.
He
And
played really well.
Yeah. He's actually also number 3 right now. Well, last time I checked, I know there's a lot of games going on for the Face It Pro League. So he has been doing amazingly well. Been giving a good platform to shout on as
What
well,
a
of course.
picture.
What?
It seems like this,
Class.
like for the ASUS ROG DreamLeague, the offlaners are the ones who typically have the highest impact.
Yeah.
Sure, you got your Arise and your Magnus, and he always performs at a high level, and that has become almost expected of him. But to have an offlaner who gets a high impact hero like Clockwork and is always able to get a couple of support kills, that kind of stuff is totally game changing. So I think for me, it's been kind of the same throughout every single series is what does your offlaner do? Because in this patch, people are starting to do less and less of these tri-lanes and they just go 2-1-2s, and that leaves you so much more options for what you can accomplish.
Clockwork is also like super good with Magnus because of the
Yeah.
way he like initiates into a fight and creates like a focus point in the fight, and then everyone's like, all right, we need to kill this Clockwork, and then all of a sudden your OP setup is there. Like,
Yeah.
it's very nice.
They love their Clockwork and they love Skywrath as well. I would actually debate banning that against them too, but not first. Because when they pick these very AoE-centric lineups, you want to take away the supports that deal high sustained damage
Yeah.
to ensure that if you do decide to do this death ball, that they're not going to have the follow-up that you would want for an early
Like
NRP
Lina,
and
for
early
example,
Sphere.
that kind of
yeah,
stuff.
yeah. But Lina is also a common ban anyway. Like I think a couple of teams have even banned it in the first phase. So.
Oh, and which team do you think is going to play against Burden United in the finals?
In the final, it's hard to tell because obviously E's Disciples, even though we've seen them once, we still don't know a lot about them. They knocked out Complexity 2-0. They played very well, but at the same time, it could be argued that Complexity played very badly. So we still can't really kind of put E's Disciples on a ladder compared to the other teams that we've seen in DreamLeague. So I really feel that the matchup against basically Unknown is going to be the real testing point. And after the first game, I think we'll be able to tell, okay, these guys, you know, they can stand up against the power of BU and go against BU version 2.0, essentially, with the 2 BUs tonight. Or we're going to just see, wow, they've got totally outplayed. They're in literally a league that they can't cope with, and it will be basically Unknown taking it. So I've got to kind of go with basically Unknown on the fact that we know a lot about them. We've seen how well
Touché.
they performed in the quarterfinals.
Pun.
But
Basically unknown. We know a lot about them.
Got him.
Boom.
fantastic. But yeah, basically Unknown. It will be BU versus BU. I'll be very surprised, and I'll be very happy if E's Disciples take it because it's a
McGraw.
storyline, and it's McGraw, UK
big-
player.
The big difference for me, and I think Owen kind of said this in a roundabout way, is when they played against Hellraisers, basically Unknown, they beat Hellraisers.
Yeah.
Where I feel like
Yeah.
Complexity kind of fumbled around and made
Yeah.
a ton of mistakes and just overall did not play to the standard of what I think they're used to. So I have to agree. I think basically Unknown, it's going to be the BU squared finals.
They have like a lot of individual skill, but there was a few times when I think it was the Juggernaut was pushing mid, for example, without Omnis. Like they didn't have any of their spells. You could see kind of maybe their lack of experience showing, but like their individual skill is definitely high. But there was a few times when I was like, what are they doing this for? You know what I mean? Like there was a few weaknesses as well.
Which was that team where they did that random push down middle lane where
That was-
they had
that
no
was Ease
ultimates
Disciples.
up? It was Ease
Yeah,
Disciples.
it was
yeah.
Ease Disciples.
That was when I watched and I was like, okay, this is just a terrible
Yeah,
decision.
exactly, yeah.
Like something that you would even see in like a pub game. And when that happens, you're just kind of like, okay.
And that was in the second game, right? With the Juggernaut?
It was with Juggernaut.
Or
yeah.
was it with the Medusa?
It was
They
with Juggernaut.
pushed with like no ultis.
Yeah, because
They had-
Juggernaut was spinning on the tower, and he didn't have Omni Slash. They didn't have any like 2 other ultis. I'm
They
pretty
didn't
sure.
have Stone Gaze either. And they just decided to try to push up into high ground. And I was like, you should just back, like right now. Because they had somebody who was reviving, who was like a core, who was going to turn the engagement. And it was super obvious. Like even if you're in the game, you always watch death timers when you're pushing. It's just habit. And you say, okay, this guy's going to be
Was
up.
it a
let's just
Storm
back.
Spirit?
I think it was Storm.
Yeah, like literally the worst hero for that. Like it'll catch you out of position.
And then they just get completely wrecked because they did that push. And I was like, you should have just won the game.
Oh, and then after that, the fight with the misses came.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
And then they could turn it around.
that was
The
hilarious.
great-
But against
Races
any
there.
tier 1 team, you get slaughtered for that decision.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way that you come back from that. I mean, Complexity, I think, still ended up. Did they win that game or did they lose?
They won.
no,
They won 2-0.
They won. Yeah, they won.
As in, no,
No,
Complexity
Complexity
lost
lost
both
2-0.
games in the series.
Yeah. So
Okay, yeah.
Ease Disciples
Okay.
won
Remember, they had a
2-0.
It was the
massive
game
lead.
that after that push, they went to get Roche, and then they did it again, but they had the Aegis. So
Yeah.
then they won the push.
Yeah,
Okay.
so much Dota. It gets fuzzy.
But make that mistake against any tier 1 team, you probably lose the game. Like, because it's because of this patch, like going high ground and failing it that miserably and then getting like wiped completely.
Yeah.
That is like a mistake that you cannot afford to do.
And in the second game, could argue that maybe they won because of a lot of very lucky misses and.
I mean, it was funny to
Dodges?
watch, but it wasn't game winning or losing
Okay.
for either team. Like, even had that Juggernaut died bottom,
Yeah.
it didn't have an impact. Like, it wouldn't have done anything. He had buyback when he was.
Was that the
running
time when
away
he had
anyway.
Manta style? And it was
No.
at top rune?
No.
That was when the
That was
storm
another
rolled in.
time.
That was
Yeah,
another
both
time.
times, yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It was crazy lucky, and
Yeah.
it didn't like hurt them to get that luck. But I'm just saying, I don't think it would have won them any big. Like, they wouldn't have raxed or anything
Yeah.
because of the positioning of the fights. They didn't have the power to push off of it, so it didn't matter.
For EA's Disciples, in the first game they played on Wednesday, they actually got a lot of space from Complexity. They had basically every time in the world to farm up their Shadow Fiend, farm up their Medusa, and when they were ready, they could actually push up.
That
do you
game was
think?
awkward.
That was awkward because there was an axe in the jungle that.
They had a TA with a blink and an axe with a blink, and together they did nothing.
Yeah.
Like literally nothing for like 10 to 15 minutes. And I'm just sitting there going, you're against a Medusa and a Shadow Fiend who are free farming faster than all of your cores. What do you think is going to happen if you keep letting this go on? And they just never did anything. They just kept trying to do like these really weird engagements. They got spotted by wards a handful of times, and it just ended up being a total crush at the end when they just walked up high ground and said, yo, we got Medusa and Shadow Fiend. Stone Gaze, we kill your buildings, and you lose.
So what is EA's Disciple going to do this time to make sure that they actually have a lineup that they don't have to rely on the other team failing to perform?
I
Does
don't
that
know.
sound really mean?
No,
No.
it's pretty mean. I'll be
Oh.
honest. That was harsh.
I'm trying to
But-
work on my less meanness, guys. It's not
Basically,
going well.
Unknown, I think, are coming into this with probably like a 70-30 advantage for the series.
Okay.
It might go 2-1, but I'm almost thinking it will just be a 2-0. That's how convincing basically Unknown's performance was for me against Hellraisers. Like how well they played, how well they drafted. Both games, I thought their draft was awesome because they always had fight potential. They realized their weaknesses, supplemented it with really, really good support picks, and they just walked all over Hellraisers. Like, it wasn't even close. So
Even if they can't get a hand on Magnus.
even if I still think that their style works, you know,
Okay.
it's going to be a lot weaker if you can't get to your melee core with your Empower for sure,
Yeah.
because that combo is devastating. But I still feel, you know, this is going to be a tough series for EA's Disciples.
I don't know. Like, I don't really know that much about them, to be fair. But
Yeah.
from what I saw, they are definitely individually skilled. Like, you can see it in their play.
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
Because even in the team fights, they were all playing really, really, really well. But, like, yeah, I'm going to go with EA's Disciples, actually. I'm going to
Okay.
say it's a 2-1 to EA's Disciples. I honestly think because of how they played. Like, sure, they made a few mistakes, but, you know, you could look back on that yesterday and say, let's not do that today. You know, they can improve.
They can learn from it.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Definitely.
If only I could listen to myself in game when I tell myself that this is a bad idea.
You might. It's the hands. You can't control them sometimes. Like, your brain says no, but your body.
I always have those self-fulfilling prophecy moments where I just go, I shouldn't farm this, or I
And then
shouldn't
you
be in
do.
this lane.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be like, I'm going to die this way in the next 20 seconds, and it happens, and I'm like, God, why did I not just leave? Like, why do I have
Because
to
it's
do
the
that?
greed. You
really
want
is.
that extra creep.
It's so satisfying seeing the gold pop up
And the
after you kill it.
ching, ching. Oh.
It's like music.
Yeah.
I've heard Shane say plenty of times, come on guys, we have to back off, stop fighting, and then a second later, let's kill this guy, and then he just runs in, and everybody dies.
It's a hard habit to break, man. I'll be honest.
is.
Yeah, muscle
Brains.
memory, just remembers
Brains.
how to fight. We're actually gonna kick the two casters off the couch because it is time for our weekly guest, EGM. Welcome to the couch, EGM. You weren't on camera to do your drop on the couch. I didn't know if you were aiming to be on camera for
No,
that.
it's gonna be a perfect time, so it didn't look
Yeah,
like.
like
Oh.
he
I was-
actually started off pretty quick and then slowed down as you moved. It was very stylish.
Okay, sorry for ruining it because now I told everybody that you were moving.
Yep. This day is ruined.
Yeah,
Should we
I
just go
thought you were
home?
gonna try and be less mean. I'm like,
It's
you
not
practiced that
working.
like 4 times.
Yeah, I waited for that moment.
How are you doing today, EGM?
No, I was doing great this morning.
He's going
And what happened then?
I was gonna play some in-house in the new league, but it started out great. Me and fucking Matt just won games after game. Was on a streak, on a roll.
What happened then?
Then I joined the game. The next game, I get bone 7.
He's a good player.
Yeah, he's a good player,
Yeah.
but not this game.
What
He
happened?
was mad, very mad.
Why did he get mad?
There was a lion player that came to his lane and died, and I think they caused him to die as well. And after that, it was just a
What
was
was
the-
he playing?
Legion commander, and he just
What can you do with Legion Commander to annoy your teammates?
duel people and lose the duel. So he just died and kept on feeding duels for like 9 times. And after that, he just GG'd and left, rage quit.
Oh my
And then I
god.
lost my points. I cried.
Are you no longer top 10?
I'm not.
How does that make you feel?
Very mad and sad at Bone 7. I'll never forgive him.
And then Shiva ruined your walk-in thing, and it was
Yeah.
just,
But this
it's
day,
just the worst day ever.
it's the worst day in my life.
Not great. I'm not having a great day here. Ruining
How was
people's
your
lives.
day, Shiva?
Well,
Oh no, what happened this morning, Shiva?
Yeah, tell us about this
this
morning.
morning, well, actually around 4:30, I woke up and my whole side of the face, agony and pain. It was horrible, and I didn't have painkillers in my room, so I went downstairs, found all the lights on. Typical.
Who left them on?
Owen, probably.
Owen probably. Doesn't matter. The lights were on, and that made me able to find my painkillers. I ate painkillers. About half an hour later, I could actually sleep. Then I woke up very early because I needed to go to the dentist because that's where the pain came from. And then I went to the dentist. Then I said maybe they can help me Monday, and then they said maybe they can help me this afternoon. And then I went back home, and then I got a call from the dentist saying they could help me right now. So I went back to the dentist, and then they drilled a hole in my tooth, which is still there. It's very awkward. And now I don't feel pain anymore
You can
because I'm on
hide stuff in it,
painkillers.
like notes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
probably.
so they have secret notes. You just hide it in your hole in your tooth.
That actually is Secret Service stuff right there.
Yeah.
Solid.
Shiva Gaming secret agent.
Yes. But it's less painful.
That's good.
At least less painful than the pain Shane had to endure, I bet.
Oh, yeah, maybe, I don't know. I haven't.
I mean, I didn't have to basically skip broadcast for it, you know?
Yeah, let's not talk about what happened to me. That was a dark time.
What's it?
We all
this
had
week?
dark days.
Yeah. So next up is Owen
Yeah, yeah.
to get something.
We've hexed him.
I think he's going to break a leg. I mean, Martin, every time before we go on
Very specific.
every time we go on the
Something's
show,
gonna
Martin
happen,
says,
though, man.
break a leg. At
During
some
the
point, it's going to
cast.
happen.
Keep your eyes
Just
open.
have a look around for heavy objects.
Hey, I drive the car every day, so there's
true.
that. We saw the movie yesterday. I mean,
Yeah, we watched some terrible movie. It was awful. Shiva picked it. I had nothing to do with
it
it.
has a high rating, 7.5. It was called The Drop.
It's awful.
The drop?
The
terrible.
Drop. The
Never heard
Drop.
of it.
Yeah, you shouldn't hear of it. Like, wipe that from your mind.
It wasn't that bad in this genre.
Is it like The Room? In the room?
I don't know what the room is. It wasn't a
Is it
horror
about a
movie.
room?
It's pretty bad.
Nice. Oh, we have 2 movies not to watch
Yeah.
now.
Don't watch The
We're
Room.
also not gonna watch Wreck.
Yeah, Owen keeps on suggesting this wreck movie.
Oh, the horror one?
Yeah, I'm a scaredy cat. Like, I'm not
Yeah,
about that
that's
scared.
perfect then.
What?
That's perfect.
Is it
Will
a
you
good
come over to
movie?
the house and hug me when I get scared?
Yeah, I'll laugh at you.
We don't have to watch movies anymore.
Oh yeah, we could stream.
We can stream. We actually have internet,
Thank God.
and it's amazing.
The CEO of DreamHack
The CEO of DreamHack
came over to our house this morning.
with antennas.
Oh, he's a legend. And basically, I woke up and there's this man with an antenna in my room, just kind of moving around. I'm like, what the hell is going on? And he's like, I'm just fixing your internet. I was like, all right, carry on. Just standard Swedish things.
And it worked.
Yeah, it worked.
I mean, he had to like position it properly and have loads of phone calls and go to the store and then come back with modems and stuff. But it works.
We
and
have
it's
internet
amazing.
in Sweden. It's mad.
So be prepared for loads of streams tomorrow. Actually, for streams tomorrow, I say loads of streams, but at some point we might be cut off because there is a limit.
Yeah.
And according to Andy, we're going to reach that in one day with 3 people streaming.
We just have to stream a little bit, just like 10 minutes at a time. Just like,
We just have to cut one person, if you know what I mean.
We're going to
and
reach it in a few hours. It's very
What if you're only 2
disconcerting.
people?
what about if you played like low impact heroes that don't have much going on the screen?
What
Like-
if you just don't move your screen and you only play via minimap?
Genius.
What if you take turns in streaming?
That's what I said, but she wasn't about that.
I want to
It's not
stream all
about
the
Very,
time.
very greedy.
Make that money. Twitch dollars.
Earn real money.
Earn real money with
Just
you.
Twitch TV/EGM.
Follow me at Twitch.
Do you stream often again anymore?
Never stream.
You used to.
Yeah, you did a
Yeah.
good bit. There was a few weeks there when I was
Yeah.
playing with you.
Someone forced me to stream.
Someone or some organization. But you didn't like streaming?
No, I did not.
Oh.
But I like this hoodie.
The best thing that you've got.
I got a hoodie. Word.
Worse. Jesus. Okay, well, we're going to go back to Dota because we do have, of course, soon, in about 5-ish minutes, we have our semifinals, our second semifinals. And I'm actually really curious from you, EGM, what do you think is going to happen? Basically Unknown versus EE's Disciples. We've seen both teams. You've seen both the teams in the last few days. What's your take on the match?
I know I want East Disciples to do well, but my heart tells me it's going to be a 2-0 stomp to BU.
Just another thing in your day, really.
Yeah.
Just keeps getting worse.
Yep.
It keeps getting worse.
First is the
My
pub.
favorite team gets crushed. Yeah.
Why are they your favorite team?
Well,
look,
if they
it's
win,
Talira.
they'll make my day.
Talira. Talira
Oh.
is the offlaner for EE's Disciples, and I just, you know how we did First Blood predictions yesterday.
I
Right.
watched.
You watched them, you did them,
Yeah.
and Talira and actually Big Bad Bird, they have 100% rate on getting their First Bloods. Actually, rather,
His name's Shane. What a legend.
What a legend.
He's already my friend.
he's American.
Oh, it's never gonna work. I'm having a bad day now too.
Sorry. No, but obviously they only have 2 games on record, so they have 100% rate on getting First Bloods.
6 stats.
Nobody has ever died to
Ever.
the first blood of the enemy team. And Talira and Big Bad Bird were actually the players that got
So
the
we're
first
betting
blood.
on first blood now?
Well, if I want to bet, I want to just, enlighten my decision of basically Unknown. We
Hold on,
have...
hold on. So Shiver had this stat earlier, and she was like super excited to get this stat out. And I was like, what is it? And she's like, I'm not telling you.
I
You're gonna
told you
steal
in
it."
the end.
Yeah, after I asked you like 3 times. And I understand why, and she was going to say it now. So I just wanted to say
Okay,
that.
so my logic being that basically Unknown have given First Blood in their professional Dota history on that Dota 4 times. You know, it happens. They on 13 games record, 13 games on record, and out of those 4 times, Mind Control died 3 times. So that he has a 75% death rate when First Blood happens on his team.
It sounds way worse. You shouldn't give the stat. You shouldn't give the numbers. You should
And-
just say that's the stats straight up.
I'm very confused.
And since
He dies.
Eternal Envy's Disciples have a 100% win rate on getting the First Blood, I'm voting that Big Bad Bird is gonna kill Mind Control.
And do they win every time they get first blood?
No? Yes.
Yes, they
yes,
do.
they do. Oh my god!
Mind blown.
That was a pun as well. Brilliant.
Mind.
Mind
Yeah,
control.
Mind Control. Yeah. Okay, I get it. It's slightly funny.
That was amazing. Don't ruin his day. Oh my
Yeah, that
god.
was-
That's just
He already
bullying.
has
You're
to
just bullying
He
now.
already has a bad day.
Might as well ruin it. It's fucked up. We'll just
Kick
keep
him when he's on
going.
the floor. Like.
Shane, what are you betting on?
Well, it's pretty obvious what we're betting
Yeah,
on.
yeah. Well, she was giving us the stats, so I guess
I guess we just bet on the time then.
Yeah, we just bet on the time. I'm gonna say 1 minute into the game. That mind control.
Okay, then I'm gonna say 4 minutes.
Okay, so how does it work? The closest two?
Yeah, the closest,
closest
thing. I say,
to.
Both sides.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Gonna
guess
say-
so.
Okay.
I would say 6 minutes.
We're so pumped.
Just if it happens past 4.
No,
Mind control is gonna die after 6 minutes.
I'm gonna say he's gonna die before. No, yeah, before the. If I say before the game starts, can I say anyone? Like a whole team. Like can
No,
you give
you
me
can
that?
only say mind
Okay, mind control. Sorry, mind control will die before the horn sounds. Like that. That gives.
Yeah, but
die too.
what did you want to say?
No, that way I remove my leeway. You know what I mean?
You want to just say anybody of basically unknown dies before 0 minutes?
Yes.
That would be very, very generic, wouldn't it? That because I
Sorry.
can just say someone will die.
Okay.
Well, we all know who's gonna die.
Yeah,
so
I was just
don't,
trying
I
to-
don't understand. What are we doing? It's guess the time.
It's guess a time, not guess a player.
Okay, great. Well, we guessed time, I guess.
That guy is pure evil.
It doesn't look pure evil.
He
does.
looks kind of nice.
He looks
I'm happy.
friendly.
No, that's like on the inside he's evil.
Is he like wearing a mask? or
Yeah,
something?
that's like his mask. He's like, I'm a nice guy.
This camera smile. Oh,
Oh, that guy looks evil as fuck. He's gonna crush your face.
And Rise is actually
he's
a pretty
gonna
nice
drive
guy.
to Bulgaria and smash his heads in of his teammates.
If you talk to me, I crush you.
Is that his voice? Is that how he sounds?
Exactly like that.
No. We talked to him.
Yeah, he's a nice guy.
Yeah. Oh God, sniper picker. Win rate, 1 game,
Oh.
100% win rate. Oh, if they pick sniper, they win.
Yeah.
Damn, can I
That's how
change
it
my
works.
my vote?
Nope.
But it's probably gonna be banned, so. Sniper.
Probably 100% win rate. Respect ban right
Respect ban instantly.
That's a pretty.
there. I do like people sending in their holiday
Wait,
pictures.
hold on. Is he on Safari?
Yeah, it looks like it's on
So
Safari.
ban like kind of
Or is-
Beastmaster kind of heroes.
Or it's just at a beach, you know? It's sunset. Or is it sunrise? No, it's sunset. It's a game where you sleep late. Probably.
Or maybe he's been up all night. And he's just driving back from LAN. He didn't think about this shiver.
No, because then he would have had larger bags under his eyes.
Maybe he's just a trained professional.
I don't believe it.
Here's the main
Talking
baller.
about a
Oh,
professional.
Mind control. Like it's
You know,
'cause-
he even has. I mean, I'm not a big fan of having a blue tie and a blue shirt
yeah.
because I mean, it's you know, it's
Yeah, if you have a pattern,
But
it's
he
not
does
bad.
have a thingy in it. Like, what's the name of that?
A handkerchief.
Handkerchief.
What a baller.
Such a baller.
See where he wears sunglasses? Do you think that's because he has like crazy eyes because he controls people's minds?
No, that's just because it's cool.
Or the moment that he takes it off, he can't control his powers.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, that's
You know.
maybe.
By the way, for people wondering, we are slightly delayed. Indeed, you have guessed correctly. We're waiting for the last player of one of the teams. I can't quite see from here
Who
which
is
of the
it?
teams we're missing. And then
You.
BU, there we
it-
go. And
is
then
it a
once the last
Rise?
player is
Yeah.
in, we can of
No,
course
it's not
start
a
the
Rise.
game. But until then, you have to listen to our babbling. Or
Babbling.
babbling.
Yeah, it's Nico,
Babbling.
Nico baby. We're waiting.
Nico, baby. We did see a picture of him as well.
Yeah, now we know.
He's the carry of the team.
Can we have a look at him again?
Yeah, let's blame him.
Let's have a look at him again. Was it the sniper picker?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Typical sniper pickers.
What, are you saying he looks like that because he's a sniper picker?
No, he's late. And he's like
Oh.
he's a diva sniper.
Yeah, you
Picker.
know.
Well, you always want to arrive late to the fight as a sniper.
He always has the
Yeah.
most kills.
You always want to arrive like positioning. But he doesn't have any same
did-
positioning anymore. Because I mean they left the second slot open for him.
Do you have a favorite color? Like,
Yes. If I'm already inside, I click the middle one.
Really?
It's 'cause
You want to be purple?
that's purple.
Yeah.
On
always
Dire, I
purple.
don't have that many things, but I don't want to be pink.
No one wants to be brown either. Like, let's be honest.
I
A
don't-
brown player in Han, like you were just, you know, everyone flamed that guy.
I
You,
think
you,
I'm-
were, you were
I-
that guy, weren't you?
I was gonna say anything.
I think I normally want to be the light blue. But I don't normally fuss over that as much.
Nothing. Carry on.
So good. You know what I could also do while we wait and while I take off my earpiece? I can look at the stash next to me because there's mice and
No
keyboards.
Bugatti anymore, though.
There's no Bugatti anymore. Also, Shane has failed to put together his Bugatti
Go
thus
away. Will
far.
it? The thing is like
But
the most complicated thing in the world.
Luckily, our internet is gonna get capped probably after the stores are closed, and that means
Bugatti
that on
time.
Sunday the stores are closed. You can do Bugattis the whole time.
Yeah,
but
but
yes,
go back.
go back. It's a contest because it's a contest that you can go to, and it's still like today is the last day, so you better hurry to go to facebook.com/ROG Nordic,
What
and then
are
you
they?
can vote for your most MVP hero of the week, and of course send in a motivation of that as well, or your most favorite hero of the week. Don't let it be
I
troll.
tried to do it actually. When I was watching the show, I was like, all right, I want to try and do this thing, and I signed into Facebook, and it's all in Swedish.
Yeah, we just need to write a hero.
Just need to write a hero.
In Swedish though.
No?
No.
Troll.
Yeah, it's the same. It's exactly the same.
But you see, when you type it, you have to say troll.
But it's,
Oh, you have to
it's a
Y.
gladius. I
Yeah.
can't.
Yeah.
It's a gladius mouse.
Use Google Translate.
Okay, see this.
What does it do? Just move your cursor? Is that what this for?
It moves your cursor, I
What does
believe.
it do?
I think it might also be wireless. I mean, that one definitely is wireless.
I don't think it is. I
Maybe
think
this-
there's like a wire,
then why is
but you
it-
can connect
No,
it.
no, no. It's a detachable micro USB cable.
That's what I said.
Wired. Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know anymore.
It's wireless. Wired.
You can make it wireless, but I don't think it works anymore if
You
you
can
do.
pretend it's wireless if you want.
Usually, if you cut the wire on things, they don't work anymore. That's
That's
generally
how Shiber does it. Wireless.
Well, you know,
wireless kettle.
can have it all. But you can go to facebook.com/ROG Nordic and then vote. And if you see all kinds of Swedish letters and things, don't mind them. Just type in your hero. A competition is, by the way, done by ASUS, so sending us very nice messages. You can do that, but it won't get you a mouse or a mouse pad. We don't have any say on it. So after today, it's out of our hands. It's in the hands of ASUS. So just a heads up. Who's your most MVP hero of the week, Shane?
Well, from what I've seen, Magnus.
Fair enough.
I think.
Then you would agree with Owen, because he
Yeah.
said that yesterday as well.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely Magnus then. Yeah. Because I think Arise has been playing it really well. I think we saw another game as well.
Yeah, we did yesterday.
Yeah, and basically the way Arise plays it, it's just like he has clips on YouTube. Do you have YouTube clips of you playing Magnus?
No.
Yeah. So
I don't have YouTube clips when I play Magnus.
well,
Yeah, with Tidehunter.
I do have clips when I play Tidehunter. Yay! So happy about that.
the bird.
At least you got me back. You know, it's something. It's great.
Yeah, you have to become the evil that Shiva is. Just like rise above
You know
her.
what I normally find if I'm in a really bad mood?
Blame other people. I feel
Because-
better.
Yes, because the moment that you make someone else be in a worse mood, it's like, oh, you know, I
That's what she
passed on
does
that mood.
that's why
every
you do it
single
every day.
morning.
Makes sense now.
I don't
Send
know.
help.
It does. You know, you pass on your bad
That's
mood
not
to
that's
someone
not a
else.
good thing to do though.
Well, just push it all on Shane.
That's what she does.
It works.
Yay!
Sorry. Well, we are actually in the draft, so we can actually see our first game. It's the second semi-finals, and it is the first game of the day. It's basically unknown, taking on Eternal Envy's Disciples.